What's up, gang? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Hope all is well. All is well. Get a little breakdown going. Right, closed bearish on a daily, bearish on a 4-hour. We've already come down, filled targets here. Held the tip of the wick there. All right, we come back up. The hourly's created a top wick finally. Didn't have... Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the hourly. We just created a top wick for the previous hourly. This is interesting because now we just need a closure above here, above the most recent level. All right, we just need to close above that area. Yeah, we either close above or below. Below is a bit weird here because you have this area here. Yeah, I think for sells we want to be below there. Let's just keep below support. Okay, perfect. We get a closure above here. We're gonna look for the highs here on the be tapped on the break of the highs. That makes sense. The top of this range to be tapped. Break of the highs. Yeah, it's 200 pip range here, 50.29, 50 to 190 pip range. I think trading you changed in the way to like the way you mark things up. That like now whatever you select an item, right, or an indicator, it just stays with it until you deselect it. Never used to do that. What's up, options? Glad to see you, bro. Sorry, I'm running a bit late today. I just got a phone call that my uncle had a stroke, and it just kind of been a long day because he's on life support right now. This is my dad's brother. We were pretty close. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Yeah. He was like the healthiest, like out of all my relatives. He was always like the healthiest, the strongest, the biggest. He had a stroke a couple years back, and he had to learn how to speak again, but he's still like this big, strong dude. But yeah, he had a stroke this morning, and we were just talking about soccer yesterday. We were talking about watching Chelsea, I think Aston Villa yesterday or something like that. Like just watching some really good soccer, and then like this morning it was, and from what the doctor was saying is like his brain's like flooded with blood, and they're having a hard time. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if honestly was supposed to dip. I was gonna dip to Tennessee for the weekend to Gatlinburg. We were gonna dip today, but Yeah, that happened. Nobody really felt like time anymore, right? Kind of held back.
Gatlinburg is over near where I'm at.
What was that?
Gatlinburg, it's over where I'm at.
Gatlinburg, Tennessee?
Yeah, it's like 3 hours from me.
Well, you're in Nashville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna drive up there. Like a 10-hour drive. So this is what you want to see here, right? If you're gonna take, appreciate that, Rush. If you're gonna take this push up above this area, you really want a range created. You don't want to just blow past this area. And this is what we've just done here. We've done the range, right? We created a range here, created a resistance. There is a support here of sorts off this area. No, no, thank you, baby. Not right now. I'll eat it later. No, don't leave it here because it's crumbs. Leave it over there. I will eat it later. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so created this range. Now we're pushing up off a support, breaking resistance. We close above the resistance. We should fill the range up. We're just gonna need a closure above first, bottom wick, and a break at highs here. So we do want a closure a bit higher. No, don't bring it here. Leave it there. I just said I don't have room here. Just leave it on the stove. No, you can't leave it on the stove. You need to leave it here. Thank you. Thank you. I got it. Bye. I got it. I need the spot to be empty because I work here. Because I work here. And congrats to everybody that actually took positions on Friday after the stream, right? And really got about like 3/4 of what I lost back on gold. Ended up being, yeah, we've pretty much made up the live account. I had 2 minutes here. Dude, what's up with all these lines? $50 seconds here. Lock in. Possible positions coming up here. We can get a bottom wick. We'll have buy stops. Yellow line's the minimum. Oof. Not the minimum. Yeah. Have a buy stop here on 15. Would have been nicer if we get a steeper bottom wick. Dip this. Stops will be somewhere back in a range here. All right, break out of lows. Come on, re-break the lows. That's what we want. Okay, perfect. If we attempt the range back below, right now the stops are above. We're able to attempt to range below. Dips here. Yeah, right now we have a buy stop here. Yeah, we did re-break the lows there. Good. Good looking. Once we activate. Great. Be about 100 pip stop here. Let's break the high here. We got 10 minutes before the hour. If it gets to the last 5 minutes, I'll delete. We tap the, if we get into the last 5-minute candle of this hourly, then no problem. Maybe we'll see the celery play here. Open up. Okay, coming down right here. Close back in range, or do we slingshot up? It's honestly tapping the exact spot where I would have had a stop. This is where we'd have a stop right now. If the trade was active, this is what we would look like. It pretty much tapped that area on the dot. Hope it. Interesting, because we're okay with a bearish closure as long as we close above 50.29 here. We just want this candle to look. Oh, that. Right, this is what we want the candle to look like. If we're able to get that close, then seller replay, break at a high, same buy stop we have right now. Buys at 5K may work out. You'll see. We shall see. There's 7 minutes here. Ah. Big stop here. Yeah, we really want the next candle to give us the stop. So we don't, right now, we don't want this to flip and dry. We just want a closure above 50.29. Next candle bottom wick should technically be our stop if we get that closure. All right, last 5 minutes here. Delete the buy stops. I'm just going to keep this for reference here. I'm deleting this. If it flips right now, I'm not going to take it. I will wait for the next candle bottom wick. There's 4 minutes here. This fucker can run. But I don't want to be getting into a trade with 3-4 minutes left in a 1 hour candle. 4:20 on the clock. No more FOMO. No more FOMO, gang. Remember that. This is exactly how we want to close, like it is right now. Will gold play nice today? Literally looking like the candle we just said we wanted to see. Right? So this is that workflow of things happening here. You needed a closure outside the range. Boom. You got it. You needed a top wick, you got it. You needed a candle with a bottom wick and a respect to this area, right? You got it. Right, A, B, C, and has happened here. Now you get a candle that breaks that high, right? That's the workflow of things happening. If D gets to happen, you have to get in on there. Minutes here. We don't really need a big bottom wick here. We need some kind of bottom. Got 1 minute here. We get a bottom wick, gang. I'm gonna go a bit heavier here. This is a really high probability position that we usually take here. Just don't fucking drive right now, bro, and we good. Yeah. Bearish closure. Bearish closure. No leg handle, bearish closure. Get this W. Ten seconds here. Stop right here. Current candle stops. We're gonna look like this once we activate. Ha! Wow. Jesus, what did it drop like that for? Yeah, I'm gonna take a buy right here. Market buy. See if we can. I'm gonna keep current candle stops here. See if we can push up. All right, I'm gonna move stops to break even here. We're up 40 pips. Did not get to secure anything. Push up. Fuck, man. And stops hit. BE hit. I'm gonna take another attempt at it right here. See if we can push up again. I saw 40 pips. Did not close. All right, stops to break even again. 38 pips right there. Close partials. Ah! Damn it! I closed full. My bad. Fuck. Fuck. I tried to close partials and I closed full. Yo, don't close it. Don't. This should flip and break the highs, at which point I'll probably retake it again. We just closed partials. I mean partials. I just tried to close full there off the bottom wick. And I tried to close partials, closed full for 35, 38. 35 pips. 35. W, congrats. This was an easy play, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, we should have closed partials there. If you're in there, you should be up well over 100 pips right now. 105, 106 pips if you got in there. So, say goodnight to my baby. Just cost me 100 pips. Yo, 100 pips right there. Yeah, this was an easy play. This was very easy off that bottom wick. 35 pips, W. W! Just a little tight. Get all of that. Man, look this out. This should break the highs. I'm gonna have a buy stop here on the break of the hourly. Hold on, let's see how this candle starts pushing. How many pips is that? That's 200 pips stop. Looks great on the hourly. Looks great everywhere. The 30s created a bottom wick for that, but man, that's a 200 pip stop. Yeah, at this point, I just hope we fucking re-break the low and come back down. Saying goodnight to my baby just caused me 100 pips. Worth it. Yep. WB. You know how often that happens to me? Well, I have to, like, I'll step out and do something with the kids. I gotta go take a walk, go put it to bed, or go walk the dog, and I come back. I'm like, fuck, that's the position I was waiting for. That's the position I was telling the chat about, and I'm the one that just missed it. You know what I mean? But congrats, W. 38. Do we open the floodgates? Man, some of these things are so textbook and so easy to go about. Like I'm trying to hit 1,000 W's before we get 100 L's. Yeah, there's no more buy limits up there. Congrats to everybody. We just took the 35 bit W. Closed full. No one ever got hurt. Closing full. Candle never flipped bullish, and we still should have gotten 100 pips out of it, right? We got 35. We still got a W out of this bearish candle that doesn't have a top wick. Incredible. Win number 630. Wait, did I just change that? Win 637. Yeah, I just changed it. 638. Man, do I miss Project X. I'm like Immortal Technique here. You never really know what you got until it's gone. Had a pancake buy? Well, that was basically a pancake. Honestly, yeah, that was just I'd say like a V3 pancake. It really was off this bottom wick support here, but it was off the support running across right here. It wasn't this wick, but this support, it was right here. And it was the fact that we've made it all the way down to these areas right here. See this wick? Bring that 30 in here. Right here, this was it. Once we make it down into here, no top wick, highly likely we still make one. Stops were easy there. I was off the 4 hour earlier. Oh, I'm spot gold. Oh, yeah. You guys want to open the floodgates and do a giveaway at 9? Oh, wait, it's already 9:10. I'm thinking we're like a good half hour away from 9 o'clock. What do you guys want to do? You want to open the floodgates? No? Yes? Yes, no? You tell me. If not, we'll run this until full time. Yeah, open it. Let's fucking do it.
Open it up.
I never want to open it because you guys paid to be here. But then I always want to open it because, hey, we got the W. You guys are the only ones that are eligible for the giveaway. And I want to give away another like 500,000 in accounts this week. That's what I want to do. So Daniel, I got your message. We got to talk about it. I'm down to brainstorm it because you know, the Zach, he got a strike from Instagram for doing that, for inducing interaction by doing a giveaway, by giving something away. You can't do that. You can't ask for comments to give something away. So it's got to be like in a sneaky way. He got in trouble. I spoke to him. He's still doing it, but he's doing it in like a bit different way. I got to see how he's doing it. But he told me he got in a little bit of trouble. Couldn't find his codes anywhere. I was looking at. What do you mean? It was right on his shirt. Yeah. Code was RDF. Real Deal Futures. It was written on his shirt. Damn, Knicks are getting blown out at home right now. I'm watching Warriors Knicks game. Second quarter, Knicks down 15. At home. Suckers. Yeah, so the celery played not happening over there, but our bottom wick entry was. Hold on, let me open the floodgates. I don't know why they're not open yet. Hold on, we got to throw this on screen, otherwise people aren't going to believe us. .22.6 when we ended up getting in. This sucks. All right, cool. Now people can ask, what happened? You guys lost? And I'll be like, nope, we took a W. Nope. I'm gonna induce some action. Unlisted. Let's go to public. Save. Bada bing, bada boom. Here they come, chat. Here they come. There's 9 right now. See 90. Let's see if we get to 100 viewers here. See if we get 100 likes. Yo, his IG's been blowing up though, Daniel. Like he went from like 10,000 to 20,000 followers in the week that we've come back from Colombia. He's doubled his Instagram followers. Just with those stories. Just with those stories. He went from like 10.8 to 20K, bro. How do we do that? How do we do that? I want to go from 6K to 100K. Goals are really 100K on YouTube and Instagram. Oh, I got a little cool thing to show you guys. I want to know if you guys fuck with it. There's changes coming. I got changes coming, so you guys want a sneak peek at the intro? There's a new intro coming. You guys want to peek at it? I give you a peek at the good stuff. Honestly, which is something, that's what I said to my girl on our first date. He was like, word, let's go. That's how I ended up with 4 kids. I honestly said that on our first date. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I was like, man, I'll give you a peek at the good stuff. They fucked up Benny. They fucked up Benny in there. You can see. You see? Benny's a little off. Hey, you guys like that? Like that? Coming. It's coming. Coming. It's looking so good, I could literally make like a whole show out of it. Yeah, looking pretty dope. think the 15 just closed here. No bottom wick. This is one of the ugliest candles. Remember I was telling you guys about a nightmare, right? I keep having a recurring candle. As I was telling my daughter was like, I want a scary story before bed. And I was like, well, one time there was a candle that opened up with no wick. And guess what? It closed with no wick. The only difference is in my story, it was a 4-hour candle. Oh. Yo, yeah, we saw 49.90 here, bro. I think we could have looked for this buy limit. I'm not doing that again. This 4-hour bearish flip, like that's where we got hurt yesterday. I mean, on Friday. 4-hour bearish flip. There was a 4-hour break of the lows, but over here is the 1 hour. So I'm not a big fan of these buy limits here, just based on what happened last week. That scarred me. It taught me a lesson about the 4-hour. Wait, let's get rid of this. Here. Actually, let's not get rid of it, but taught me an interesting lesson. Right now, the hourly sprinting side by side here. Wasn't paying attention. Would have taken sells off the 5 minute. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I wouldn't take no sells here. You talking about right here? It's a scary thing to do there with the no top wick, right? You have a closure above the range. For you to take that sell, the 15, the 30, the 1 hour all closed above the range and started forming a bottom wick first without making a top wick. So I'm definitely not looking for that sell on a 5 minute. Right here. I get it. You see the celery play here. Sorts. Yeah. Sell from the TTE camp, but I bet you they wouldn't take that either. Not often I look at the 5. Me neither, bro. Me neither. I would just have to. I look at the 5 when we're just stuck in a range and we're not pushing. I just look for any kind of indications of volume. But until there's a closure on the higher time frame outside the range, there's nothing. I mean, but how good were we in predicting that volume, right? Our job is to predict the high volume push, right? The high volume candle with high degree of probability. And that's what we did. I mean, except we called it the other way. We still got our W, right, off support, but this was the volume candle. It had volume up and down. Why? You know why this is a big candle? I spoke about this before, right? Just because you got a closure outside the range. That's why this is a heavy candle. But just because you closed bullish, that doesn't mean you're moving bullish. All the closure outside the range tells you is that now there's volume. Now that volume could close you back in range. I mean, the next candle could close back in range and that volume could drive you down. Next candle could break the highs and that volume will drive you up. All you know on the break of the range, once you close outside the range, is there's volume. You're not guaranteed direction. The following candle will typically establish direction with either a closure back in range or a break of the highs here. That's going to establish direction. Your job is to start looking and folks start locking and start having that plan or planning out that trade once you close outside the range. Your job is to now lock in. Once you got that closure, you know volume will be coming in on the next candle, up or down. Whether you fake out, close back in range, or whether you push through to the top of the range, that's, that you know. But with the direction, you don't. This candle will have to tell it to you. And so far, it's closed bearish, way below. All right, so there was no buys there. No buys. What we can look for is now a resistance to be formed on a smaller time frame, right? So now we had this bearish push down, right? You do have a bottom wick now. You're coming back up, but the 30 is going to close here in 8 minutes, right? So let's say the 30 closes in 8 minutes. The 15 is at resistance. If the next 15, which will be the 8 with 945 closure can do this, that means 945 to 10 candle can do this, which is what? It's a 30-minute wick fill, right? The 30 at that point, these two candles right here that I just drew up, right, will look like this. What is that? That's the wick fill of this previous 30. Right, you're filling the range. So we're gonna need this on that next 15, not right now. We're gonna need that bearish closure. So we can ride this down. Back down. Okay? See how time frames are gonna start telling the same story at that point, but that's a big if right now. Because those are the off chances. Right now, right, the actual likelier thing to happen is for this to push back up and re-break highs and continue pushing up. We retest the support. We see a heavy bounce off this support, about 200 pip bounce on the dot, 200 pips there. Yeah. I'd say it's a very strong level, and we're going to keep pushing up. But if we don't, if we're able to form a resistance and we start breaking the lows of that resistance formed, we're filling the wick. 5K is a psychological level too, yeah. We're at 5,006, yeah. The thing is, 5K, we've kind of driven through it here. Look at this wick right off 5K, though. On the dot. Look at that wick, 5K on the dot. Psychological level, my friend. That was 6. Market opened up 6 p.m. here. The very first candle. Bonk. 5,000. Oil likely to bounce off this level to retest the high. Notification literally got sent out an hour into the stream. Dang. Yep, we already caught dubs. I know, but what's your take on oil? Bullish. Bullish, bullish, bullish. I got a buddy. I mean, if you guys probably won't believe this, but I got a buddy who full margin. He's got a 160K account, right? He full margin buys. Not off market open, but off market close on Friday. He fucking YOLO on 160,000. So I think his buy was like 10 minutes before market closed. Somewhere around here. Around 50-22 areas. Yeah. Actually, no, I think it's somewhere up here around 50-30 areas. I think, yeah, right before it broke that low. So 50-30 areas. What would cause bro to do such thing? He's a fucking gambler. He said we're gonna open up with a big gap to the top. I was like, bro, why don't you wait for that gap to happen and take your like the first few seconds of market open? Right? Because we did get a huge gap to the downside, and if he just listened, man, on 160K off rip, like, I think he's in there with like a fucking, as much as you can open, a 15 or 20 lot. If he's still in there, I'd be surprised as fuck. With the margins gold is doing right now, his position would have had to get called here. 500 pip, 480 pip. Nah, the position, I'm pretty sure his position gets called or got called already. Unless he closed it out. What do you need for the St. Patty's Day? Kind of wild. Yeah, if he didn't get called in a whole position, I'm sure they called him on partials, right? Like, I think here, like, at a 500 pip drawdown on 160K, like, let's say Fumar, if he's like at like 15 lots, I think a good 10 or 12 of those lots got called. Probably sitting there with like a 3 lot. with like 3 lot and 60K. You know why? Sucks. Bro should have gotten a casino, gotten a better shot. Yeah, he took the Indians for like 70 grand last weekend. Yeah, every time he goes to the Hard Rock, the guitar. Oh fuck it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he walked out with 70 racks from the Indians. From the natives. You also got to understand, like, for him to YOLO 160 is like for you to YOLO like 2 grand. Like $1,600. That's his niche, not trading? Nah, gambling is his. People that already make a lot of money in like in what they do, right, in their occupation, they tend to not want to grind things out. They're either gonna fucking smack it or they're gonna go winger because nothing's gonna make them as much as their own salary. Hey gang, 15 minutes from now, around 9:45, I'd like to run the giveaway and gift one of you a 50K account. I would like to do that. Hey, the 4 people that I owe accounts to, I'm waiting for my dude. I sent him an email with all your accounts, and it's not email, we communicate through WhatsApp, but like, I sent him a message, and he hasn't responded to me, but I sent him a lot of messages, so like throughout myself, about opening up trading here on gold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go back to the funded account here and get rid of this live because it's just, what's the point? I trade gold and trading is not open for gold on this live, so I'm probably gonna, but it's open on the funded, so I'm just gonna tell them, hey, send me a funded. How can you enter the giveaway? You'd have to be part of the community, the private community, so get the bundle, bro. Join the Signals community and yeah, join the private gang. Get the bundle. And you get access to everything plus the giveaways, right? You get access to private chats, private Zooms, private channels, private giveaways, private streams like this one, like the W we took here. That was a private stream. Once we got our W, we opened it up for everybody. Those buys were clean, got them too. Shame we didn't actually create the top wick. Oh, W. I see somebody understood. Before we opened it up, I was like, yeah, I don't know if people are going to understand how we got buys, how we took profits on these buys with this bearish candle. And if you go to the 1 minute here, right? This is where the buys happened after we got the bottom wick. So we got the bottom wick, right? And then as it started coming up here, we had buys right here. It ran up for a good 100 pips here. Ran up for 86 and then it came back down. We closed 30 full at 35. Closed the whole position there at 35 pips. Did you take that sell on that 30 level from Friday? No, we took buys here. We got a W. Right? We had this is what we looked like. We had a level over here. We had a closure above the range here, and as this candle was making a bottom wick, we had a buy here on the bottom wick to come up, right? Expecting this to flip bullish and drive after the closure above the range. So we got the bottom wick entry. It never flipped bullish, but we still caught this bottom wick to come up, and then the market just fucking dropped. It wasn't this bottom wick, it was the following candle. We had this created for a celery play, right? Closure above, celery play on the break of the highest here. It took the bottom wick, never made it up there. Yeah. So, like I said, get the bundle, bro. Oh, we got a celery play of sorts happening. Right? That resistance didn't really work out for us. That 30 closed with the... Close right at it here, honestly. I'm not going to take no celery plays here. No, we held We held the most recent level. We had the 5-minute level, the 15. Right? Still holding this support. It's not below support. It's at support. So I would need this kind of seller play to happen below support. And then we can look for sells here. And it's just an easy play. Right? 230 pip stops. Nothing difficult here. But right now, that sell would be right into support. So I just do not take that. Right? We can break that low and come right back up and start filling this wick to the left. Did you take sells on Friday? Played out like you said it would? Yeah, we did. We caught. On Friday, we caught, after the stream, we caught 65, 70 pips. 70 pips we caught. Yeah, we caught 70 pips after the stream. Yeah. And yeah, I took like 100 pip loss there. Gold, and then I took a bigger size position, caught 70 back. So I made up almost everything that I've lost on the live account on that gold trade, but on the NQ trade, on the funded here, it was a very small loss in terms of money, but it was still a 100 pip loss in terms of points, 100 point loss. So I didn't get a chance to make that one up. Anyone in here on the celery play? Hourly still doesn't have a top wick. This would suck if this is just rejecting here and just comes up for the hourly top wick. We got another 30 minutes here. God, that sucks, right? If you're in there for the celery play, it broke that low, just got you in, and now you're fucking liquidity for all the buyers here. Doesn't that fucking suck? Held partials over the weekend. Yeah, I guess you could have done that on sells. You're making money, right? As you're going, if you're in a sell here and it's getting close to market open, I don't even think about closing. I do not think about closing. I move stops to BE and I fucking let it rock. Right? Because you're gonna make money on the swap anyway. The only thing you got to make sure if you don't gap up, because then your stops will get gapped. Hold that sell, take some or most profit, leave a runner, should be getting swaps in your favor. Exactly. Your only job is to make sure that it's impossible for you to gap up to that point. And you had some really good news from market close, right? As the market was closing Friday, Trump came out and said, we're looking to end the war, right? I told my boss, like, look, man, the biggest news drops of the week will always happen Friday after 6 p.m., right? The people in charge, whatever they are, whoever they are, right? Your government, the Illuminati, I don't give a shit. Freemasons, Knights Templar, whoever you think is in charge, the Rothschilds, I don't know who the fuck you think is in charge, but whoever is in charge, they make sure those big news drops happen Friday after 6 p.m. so there's no big shock to the market, right? They give the weekend, they give the market the weekend and a chance to absorb the biggest news of the week. That's why it's usually dropped. All the biggest news is dropped on Friday after 6 p.m. Not 100% of the time, but majority of the time you'll see Friday after 6 p.m. You'll see the things that fundamentally affect the market the most will be dropped at that point. They usually give the market a chance to absorb things. Shock. Aliens, lizard people, the Greys, man, the tall whites, the Nordics. Who runs shit? Are they extra tempestrials? Are they from another dimension? Are they from the future? Are they us from the future? Are they just off a liquid world and now living in our oceans because we have a liquid world and technically there's not much change? Who killed Kennedy? And Charlie Kirk? And where are they hiding the bodies, man? Is Disney really in a cryo chamber underneath the Mickey statue? in Disneyland? Is Walt Disney really like frozen till they could bring him back to life? Did Elon really send the Tesla into outer space? Have we even been to the moon? Is there a ninth planet? Firmament? An ice wall? Is the Earth round, flat, or a fucking triangle? What is it? I need answers! If they fucking come out right now and Earth is a triangle, I'm flipping a bitch. What up, Santos? Imagine a war where we had to fight China and Iran simultaneously. The USA does not enough have resources and troops to the Middle East and the Pacific. I think people overestimate the ability of other countries outside the US. They also underestimate the power and might of the US military that's so strategically spread around the world that nobody can fucking move without Trump knowing about it before they even made the decision to move. But hey, I don't know. I think we're all fucking descendants of aliens, and lizard people are living underneath the earth, and then there's fucking the tall whites and the grays are actually real. They're hold on a second. I just upset somebody. Damn, I'm sorry for whoever's liquidity on the break it out low here. And they don't consider how powerful other allies are too. Yeah, I mean, America has the earth, the world in a chokehold right now. Like, people thought Russia had the second strongest military on earth, right? And it turned out to be a paper giant. Sorry, my Russians. My apologies. Простите. Пожалуйста, простите меня за мое мнение. Just apologize to the Russians. But yeah, they were bro, the Russians tried to take a country in Ukraine that's nowhere near Iran's military might. Nowhere near its military power. They could not, they wanted to do it in a week or two. It's been over 4 years now. It's been longer than like World War II. Just as long as World War II has been going on. And they still can't take Ukraine. They're still at a stalemate. The second most powerful country on earth. Or the second most powerful military on earth. That's what they were saying. Russia's got the second most powerful military. Ukraine, no chance. And like, they're still doing so. Turns out Russia's military is a paper tiger and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're still using Soviet era artillery. They're still fucking using tanks from World War II. Right? And then the US went into fucking Venezuela, got their leader in a few hours at night, and then we went into Iran, and Iran has no military. We have full control. They have no air force, no navy. They have no anti-aircraft guns. They have nothing left. And we did that shit in like 3 days. Right? While Russia's over there fighting a 4-year war. So paper tiger. So yeah, I think people severely overestimate how powerful other countries are or how weak they are, you know, in relation to the United States in general. China? You see China involved in any conflict right now? You know why? They don't want the entire world to realize that they're also a paper fucking tiger. Because if the world realizes that, right now the world's sitting quietly by and idle because there's China, right? Nobody's making a move because there's China in the US. US has just proven to not be a paper tiger. And Russia has just given away all its cards and shown that it is. With a weak-ass military and expired fucking explosives. Right? They have 1 million armed man? Yeah. US is not going to send a single fucking soldier. They'll take them all out with drones. That's not the point. Point is, like, I don't want any fighting. I don't want to, just the whole point is China doesn't want to get involved. It doesn't want to give away anything strategic, and doesn't want to show the military might or the lack thereof, because it already has such a big influence on the world. It just doesn't make sense for it to be like, to reveal its cards and for people to actually realize what their, what their might is. Maybe they're stronger than people realize, but they don't want to risk the fact that, hey, maybe they're just not up to par to the rest of the world or to the other countries. And, at that point, it's like, damn, we were scared of China. We were letting them run this shit. No, it's not worth it. Yeah, nobody thinks US is a paper. Nobody. The entire world knows Russia's a paper tiger. China are economically irreplaceable, but militarily even worse than Russia. Yeah, I'm like, it just makes no sense. But that's why everyone's sitting idly by. By taking out Iran, US just kind of like, they just, US just basically saw China and Russia alone in the locker room and was like, look, bro, run your fucking money if you want to make it out this locker room alive. Caught him alone in the hallway, like in a high school staircase. Yeah, just caught him alone, be like, look, man, it's either your lunch money or you're fucking walking out of here paralyzed. And the US just took everybody's lunch money. All their oil, control of everything. We run the Panama Canal. We run the Strait of Hormuz. We run the fucking precious metals out of Ukraine. We run the fucking energy sector. God, it feels great to be an American. America. Why don't you want Canadians' help no more? We've never had Canadian help. If anything, Canadians were always dependent on the US. What the fuck are we going to need you for? Maple syrup? No. Good ice? We don't need ice, bro. We have enough ice. Haven't you seen all the people getting deported? Can you explain the wick not getting filled at 49.72? No. There wasn't a wick to fill. It was a wick to reject. Look, it probably tapped this on the dot. That's a rejection level. Yeah, it's Saved by the Wick. Remember that show, Saved by the Bell? That was my first phone that I've ever had. Remember the Zach Morris phone? Where he opened up a locker and there'd be a phone the size of the locker in there, and you have an antenna that extends, and you'd be like, hello. Canadians? You mean Little India? No, I mean Northern Mexico. Northern Mexico, yeah. That's what I mean. So let's look at this wick, and let's go back to that wick. Bong! I didn't even look at this wick when it happened. I just go over here and I say to myself, damn, if this was going to reject at any point, like the last hurrah would be this wick. This isn't the wick fill. This is a rejection wick, and we did fill it. This itself, this right here, this wick itself was the wick fill of that one to the left. So you're not looking for the wick fill of the wick fill, right? And if once it filled that wick and rejected, you're in a rejection area. This wick fill this wick right here was actually the wick fill of that wick to the left that I just right there. See how it filled it to the T, and you're like, oh, it didn't fully fill it. No, the next candle didn't fill this one because this one was already a wick fill and a rejection. So now we're pushing out of that area. You missed the sidekick phone, bro. Forget the Blackberries. The sidekicks were it, right? Oh, hold on a second, chat. They're going to bed, so they just came over and gave me a hug and a kiss. So, once again, perfect example. Closure with no top wick there. Yeah, I'd really want, it's mid-range. I'd really want a bearish closure. No leg candle, just kind of no top wick. So we could still push back up here, right? Because this, look what happened here. We came up, tapped that area, came back down, rebroke the low. Just to come right back up, break that high. Yeah, we got no top wick here, so we can. That increases the probability of this candle coming back down. But because it is the rebreak of that high, I'm not too excited for it. I'd rather wait for the hourly closure there. So if we do get this bearish hourly closure, maybe we'll look for that wick fill on the hourly instead of the 30. Remember, like I said, 30 should give us a wick fill if we were to close up there, but this candle rejected, and now we push back up here. So we avoided the celery play down here, right? Remember we said because it's at support of sorts, you can't take that break of the lows because that's not a valid celery play. And what happened? It broke that low by a pip, got all those sellers as liquidity to now fill this wick, and we called this, right? We said we can break that. I literally said those words. We can break that low. And because we're at support, we'll come right back up just to fill this candle wick to the left. And it's like I was an understudy for Nostradamus here, right? It's like I fucking took Miss Cleo 101, Miss Cleo 102. Call me now for your free reading. Yeah, and did exactly as we said. So pissed I didn't take the oil buys, most obvious shit ever. Yeah, they'd be happy. So yeah, the kids went to bed. We got to do a giveaway here, gang. We got 10 minutes here for this 4-hour closure. Let's look at the 4-hour. Holy jumping fucking Jesus. Look how decisive this 4-hour is. Just clear and obvious direction here on the 4-hour. Absolutely killing it. One big ass wick. 600 pips worth of range. If that like doji bullish candle is stronger, the buys actually. Which doji? I'm not sure which one. Oh, there we go. Back in range because of no top wick. Let's see if we can close. 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 Anybody remember Close? Good soccer player. How to participate in the giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway here right now. I'm going to give away a 50K account. For you to be entered, you have to join the private community. So, you know what you got to do? Get the bundle. Get yourself access to everything, and you will be part of everything. Right? Join the private community with all the private channels and the private chats and the private Zooms and the private giveaways and the futures and the signals. Right? And the private streams that we had here for Sunday market open before we opened it up to the public. Join up. Once you join, you'll be eligible for all the giveaways that we do here and the private ones that we're gonna do right now, right? And you would have had access to the Zoom here and to this private stream before we opened it up to the public. You would have caught the dubs with us, and you would have been part of this giveaway. So if you're on the YouTube side and you're in the private community, please jump onto the Zoom side. Right? I'm not gonna wait. 10 on the dot. As soon as it hits, I'm running the giveaway. You got 10 minutes while I set this up. Let me set it up, my friend. See. Oh, people are already commenting. Oh, you guys been dropping your names for the last half hour. My bad. All right. Will not partake in that giveaway. I personally don't like funded accounts. You know what? That's like saying, nah, I'm not gonna pick up this $100 bill that I see laying down on the street because I don't like Benjamin Franklin. Fuck that guy. Benjamin Franklin sucks. Fucking founding daddy. Yo, the Knicks were just down 15. It's 73-73. That's crazy. You know why? Steph ain't playing. That's why. If Steph was playing, it's a blowout. I'm sorry, LOL. All right, people coming in. Drop your names. Drop your names in the Zoom chat if you are just swinging in. Where my swingers at? Are you gonna hate from outside the club if you can't even get in? Word. Well, that's the only way to hate. Can't get in the club. What you gonna do? You gonna hate? I'm gonna hate on everybody if I can't get in, bruh. All right, 4 minutes here. 4 minutes. I know the bouncer just got to slip the dude a 50. Bro, just take the 50 and buy your own account. 50 ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to slip WAP $97. That's changing too. Next few weeks. Yeah, I'm not looking for any limit sales or anything here. We got 4 minutes, 4:20 on the clock. Hold on a second, chat. Give me a second.
your hands. Watch your fingers.
My daughter just learned the expression for shits and giggles, so now she's walking around just. I'm like, why did you do that? For shits and giggles? Like everything I ask her now. Everything. I'm like, why are you doing this? For shits and giggles? Why did they want to go there? For shits and giggles? I'm like, really? They went to fucking poop and laughed their ass off? Kids, man. They don't. She doesn't even understand what she's saying. She just like heard somebody say like why they're doing so. She heard it and she thought it was funny, and now all the time like she's 8. Like for shits and giggles. I just found out what her nickname on Roblox is. You know, actually, no, I can't even tell you. You guys are gonna go fucking talk to her. Miss Zen Zen Supernova. Laughing makes pooping easier. Yeah, she's fucking 8 years old. There's absolutely no reason for her to be saying for shits and giggles. Bro, I don't say it. Some weird ass people in this world, yeah. My daughter ain't one of them. Alright, gang, let's go. Let's run this giveaway. I don't really care how this closes here. This doesn't look great. 4-hour looks like ass and feet. The 2-hour looks like shit. We're printing side by side on the hourly. The 30's back in range here. 15 did not come down here and close bearish after the previous one closed with no top wick. Hold on, let's get rid of some of these things. This level is now up here because that was the fresher closure. So in order for you to make your way up, you need to close above there. There's no sell limits because where would they be? Would they be here? Will they be here? And why would you want to take a sell limit into a bullish 4-hour, right? Also, you probably want to look for some buys. But it's just not the time. Just look at these closures. Look at this hourly that you're going to get. Right? Really ugly. So let's do a giveaway. And oh, Kenny here. Last minute for the buzzer beater. Kenny said, y'all going to run a giveaway? Say less. Less. Oh, and the Knicks are about to take the lead here, bro. It's what a great Sunday. Bang! We ahead, 79-78. Knicks in front. So yeah, we got a W here. We're gonna give away a count, and the Knicks just took the lead. And back down they go. All right, hold on. We're opening up with a top wick here. We've closed with no top wick. We're opening up with a top wick. What would a sell here look like? Give that bottom wick now. Can you stop at these? Yeah, there it goes. There's the bottom wick. All right, let's do the giveaway. I was hoping to see if we can maybe push up here with no bottom wick. I like that sell off this area, but right now, I still like to sell off that area. It's a bit arbitrary, though, what it does here. It'd be interesting if we can hold 50.28, tap 50.32, but still get that closure back below 50.28. Then we can look for some sells. Right now, I really don't like. You know what's going on too? Like you're printing higher highs, higher lows. Look at the candles. So yeah, you should fill some of this wick, but I'm a bit skeptical of the top wick off here. Now that this candle's flipped. Yeah, let's do a giveaway. Ooh, more people come. You guys just, hey, that's it. No mas. No more people coming into the Zoom. I mean, unless you hop in here before I copy all the names. Yeah, and then I gotta get back. Once we're done here, I gotta get back to the fam, and I gotta call my aunt because there's just. Wait, happy birthday, Kenny. Happy birthday, Kenny. W.
Well, I appreciate that.
Nice. What are you, 24?
34.
34? All right, nice. Chat's like, motherfucker, you look 60. What was that? What was the shit in Bad Boys?
Not a day over.
He's like, you look 30. Like, I'm 16. You 16, Reggie? You look 30. You see the last Bad Boys? Reggie all grown up and shit. What do I think about gold for the week? I'll just go with the previous weekly. The previous weekly was bearish. So I would say gold will end up being bearish this week too. They're a top wick. That's what I would say. You are likelier. Just look at the charts. Look. You are likelier to continue the previous candle. It's about a 4-to-1. You're 4-to-1 likelier to continue versus reverse. So if the previous candle's bearish, it's about a 75% likelihood that the next one will be bearish. If the previous candle is bullish, it's a 75% likelihood that the next one will be bullish. And that's, you could see that here. Right? Wicks, look at that bearish one. It's followed by bullish. Yeah. So you have 1, 2, 3, bearish. 1, 2, 3, bearish. Actually playing, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, bearish. So it's playing out to that 75-80% rate. Right? Bearish, bearish, switches up, bullish, bullish. This isn't really no direction here, but bullish. Like it's roughly 3-to-1, right? Or 4-to-1. You're 75% likely to continue and 25% likely to reverse. And if we go here and you ask me about the weekly, if the weekly closed bearish, 75% likelihood this week will end up being bearish as well. But that's just general rule of thumb. That's a very general statistic, right? You can't trade based off of that. All right, we gotta run this giveaway. Now, tell me if you guys don't see your name. Whoever entered, here's a list of names, right? Here we go. All right. One thing to note, Wish 9 appeared twice, but those were different names given under it. Nate and Terpy. Okay. Okay, that's fine. If you want to turn to final giveaway, we'll inform it. No. Okay, so this is good. I treated them as separate people. Actually, okay, good. I see 19 people. Anybody name missing? Anybody missing here? My name is... What? My name is... Who? My name is... Introducing the star of our show! Wix9. Alright, right? Mariano Mancini. Alright. Hit a cash. Drizzy the Dog. Krista Capone. Bam. Options Luciano. Roman the Razor. Nate No Face. Joey Buttons. I like that. Joey Buttons. The Jeweler. Nisha Knuckles. See, I better watch the fuck out. Nisha Knuckles in the building. That's the muscle here. Eggy No Yoke. Lane. All right. All right, everybody got their names in there, right? I don't see nobody. Everybody holding your peace. See anybody protesting, except the fuckers down like Madison Avenue in New York. Like, what are they protesting? Old Navy ran out of hoodies? Like, what are they mad about? All right, gang, let's run the giveaway. And the winner is... Bitch, if you don't run this fucking giveaway. Spin result. Rush the Enforcer. W.
There we go. Thanks, Wick.
W. All right, that's a 50K account for Rush. Well, congrats, bro. Congrats. He just popped in here real quick out of nowhere. Thanks, Wick. Whoopsie. W, yeah, congrats. Bro, DM me or don't DM me. Send me a private message here in the Zoom. Right there. You just private message me your full name. It's your first win, right? So pretty cool. Your full name and your email. Second win? Oh, W. Well, you probably sent it to me before, but send it to me anyway right now in the private chat. Right here in the Zoom chat. Give me your full name. Yeah, Reggie. I said I delayed it, bro. I delayed it. I delayed it till 10. It was supposed to be at 9, then 9:30, 9:45, and I pushed it till 10. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was away. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be giving an account away every day this week. I'm kind of up the budget. Missed the trade too. Been one of those days, bro. I have days where like I'll plan a trade out. I'll call it. Even my last reel that I dropped today, it shows the trade that I called in on stream and said when it gets there I'll take it. It ran for 200 pips, but I didn't take it because I wasn't home, and I'm the one that called it. Then I got back home. And I saw another trade setting up, and I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna go smoke this joint. I stepped outside because there was no way market was gonna drive up 100 pips to my level before candle closure in 6 minutes. And I come back 6 minutes later, it already tapped it and moved in my direction like 40 pounds. I'm like, what the fuck? I literally just stepped out planning for this. I missed 2 in a row. And then I hopped on stream, and there was a trade setting up while I was yapping, and I was like, fuck, man, that's 3 trades I literally missed that I always take just because, like, either away from the computer but I spoke about it, or I planned for it, or I stepped out, or I was just yapping. And then you end up taking the trade that's not as good as any of those 3. How do we get on the next giveaway? I'll be giving out accounts all week to the public, but if you want to get into these giveaways that are bigger and that are more intimate with less entries from people and are easier to win, you see Russia's already won the second one. There's a lot of people that won multiple ones. You got to get the bundle, bro. Join the private community, get access to everything, right? The signals, the chats, the Zooms, everything. You get access to everything, and then you get access to all the private giveaways that we do here on Sundays. So what we did today was we ran a private stream. We got a W, and whenever we get a W on the private stream, we opened it up to the public, right? We open the floodgates, then public comes in here, and then we do the giveaway, the private giveaway. So what's the bundle? $97, bro. Nothing. Free. Basically free. Bro, that account alone costs more. The giveaway accounts alone cost more than my fucking membership. Yeah, you're basically getting the membership and the signal and access to everything for cheaper than you would just get, and the giveaway accounts for cheaper than you would just get a 50K account if you just went to buy it. Right? How much is a 50K instant funded? How much are they right now? It's like $300-$400 or 200. I don't know, 150. How much are they? So we need to be in the bundle basically, but yeah, the private channel, right? But it's not. You know, that's cheap. Yeah, it's very cheap, and the price. Like I've been saying, prices are going up. They're supposed to go up after Benny's birthday, after Valentine's Day. But right now I got somebody working on it, and we're restructuring how everything works. So yeah, you're either going to be grandfathered in eventually, or you're going to end up paying the higher price. Very cheap. It's not even $100. And like I said, go look up how much is a 50K instant account. Russia's already won a second one, and you know that's just for being in the private community. And each one of those accounts is way more than whatever I'm charging monthly. Plus, you get way more. How do signals work? I send out a signal. I don't send out a signal. I take a trade on my live account, or I open a position on my live account, and the signal just tells you everything that I do on my live account. Wix 9 moved the stop. Wix 9 stops moved on this pair at this level, or pending order at this level, or position activated here, TP here, stops. Like it gives you everything, but it's not me writing it. It's a bot that's just telling you what I'm doing on my live account. If I had to write it all out, I would never do it. It would just take too much time, and I would be like in between trades and typing out signals. But because it just tells you everything that I do on my live account, it's open. You know, I've opened it up for you guys. What do you guys?
I remember back in the day. How you used to, in the mornings when you used to trade NY session, you used to type out in the clubhouse chat.
Bro, that was the worst.
I know it was a
ever.
mission.
Be like,
but we was taking W's just like that.
The worst thing ever. I can only because it takes away from my trading. It's like I have to go away from trading and just start typing things up when I don't want to be fucking typing things up. Something can copy what I'm doing and just tell you guys. That's the only reason the signals exist. If there was no bot that did that, I wouldn't open up signals. Because there's a demand to see what I'm doing, but there's also no interest from me to type up what I'm doing because it'll take away from my trading. I can only see the signals. How to buy the bundle? That is the bundle. I don't know. It's still called signals, but you get access to everything. So the name's gonna change. It's gonna change to the bundle, right? The name's gonna change to the bundle because the signals are very misleading, right? When I say signals, people think, oh, it's just the signal channel, but it's not. When you get signals right now, you get access to everything that I do. Everything. There's no like, oh, I get, a smaller level, or like, there's no levels to what I do. It's either you get access to everything or just the public stuff. There's no different tiers that you can buy or anything. So instead of just signals, right, naming it signals, but then you get access to all the, like I said, private channels, the private chats, the private Zooms, the private giveaways, the private streams, right? When you get access to all of that with the signal channel, people think it's just signal channel. It's not. So I want to change that to the bundle, right? And that'll reflect what I do here much better because you'll get a lot more, right? But it's called signals right now. Can you pay in crypto? You can try. I think I set it up. I don't know. I'm not sure if we went live on it. So if you can't pay in crypto, I should be able to go live on that probably in the next week or two. They're restructuring my entire payment structure and what it looks like and how you get access and what it's called. WAP doesn't have crypto. No, if it doesn't let you, then it's not connected. You're gonna be able to do that crypto payment through Coinbase or through PayPal, but it'll be available. So is the signals the bundle? Yeah, the signals is the bundle, but the name hasn't changed yet. The name will change. You get signals, it gives you access to everything. Rush. Bro, I'm waiting on a message from you. Oh, there you sent it. You sent it. My bad. The only reason I'm not doing nothing, I'm sitting here waiting on a message for you. But yeah, I remember this name. I remember this name. The name of
My bad. Wait.
what?
Was saying my bad. I should have let you know that I've sent.
Yeah, no, it's all good. All good. I remember this name. W. Is there a celery play coming up here? No. Not for us. Yeah. Can I just pay to you in crypto because I only have crypto? You can, but I'll set that up for you. If you gotta DM me on like the side, you know, you gotta, you call it, you gotta sneak into my DMs, bro. Okay, I know you gotta DM me so I could tell the guys to set that up, and this way I could DM you back or let you know. You don't have to do that, although you can just keep checking in here, and I'll let you know once that's available, once it's open. It goes down in the DMs, yeah. I'd be sending only feet pics. How often you do private streams? Guaranteed once a week with private giveaways, and sometimes we run it. Sometimes we run midweek streams. Like if I miss something, I'll make it up and I'll do like a private stream, or I'll do like a power hour private stream. Rarely, but at least once a week we do this private session. And you want to pay now? Send me money. I don't want to take your money because I do want to take your money, but for a service. And I don't want to take your money just me taking it without you being connected to the program officially, right? So I'd rather, because I take your money and then I got to sit here and count when your 30 days are up, call you up, bill you. Like, I'm not about that. It's got to be done automatically. So I need WAP to get turned on, or I'll take your payment, give you access, and we'll have it turned on. But it won't be me. It'll be the team doing it. So I need to let somebody know. Show up tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern. And we'll see what we can do. Also, it'll be a hassle for me to keep track of people manually if I can't do it. It's not worth it. Boom, Knicks up by 7. 6 minutes to go in the fourth. I knew we were gonna run away with it. I fucking knew we were gonna run away with it. Go, it's our year. It's our year to lose in the finals. Let's go. Right? Because we all pretty much know no Eastern Conference team is taking it this year. Detroit looking good, though, Kenny. Detroit looking really good.
I'm happy with the Eastern Conference Finals. Is a good goal for us right now.
Yeah. No, I think you're in there versus either the Knicks or the Celtics. I think
Yep.
Detroit's. That would be an incredible finals. Detroit versus OKC. Two young teams like that. Like, man, that would be one interesting finals. But then again, any series that the Knicks are in, it's always interesting. So if the Knicks get in there, it'll be an interesting series as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be live on YouTube tomorrow around 9 a.m. I told you, I just got some bad news when we started the stream, right? I told you guys right before stream, I got news that my uncle had a heart attack. He was on life support, and we're gonna run the stream tomorrow, but I'm just not sure what's really happening, and like, as long as I'm not flying out tomorrow for some reason, right? I don't even want to say why, right? Like, I hope none of that happens. So as long as like none of that happens, man, there's no change of plans. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., 8:45, I'll probably start the stream. 8:45, 9 a.m. May possible chance sooner, but my friend and I, we both use trade together. Mentorship. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I got a goldfish, bro. Yeah, so I don't know how things are on that front, but we should run the stream tomorrow 9 a.m. and we will do Asian session tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Okay, please drop a like and please sub to the channel. We're almost at 30.4K subs. We're literally like 20 subs away from 30.4K. Can you guys get us there? Please drop a like. Please sub to the channel. Please help me grow this community because I can't do it without you. I can come in here, stream all I want. If you guys press the likes and if you guys press the sub button, that's how we'll grow, right? It's not going to happen from me showing up. Please drop a like. Please sub to the channel. Share this stream. Help me grow this community. I want to build a community of many, many strong, like-minded people. Not just like-minded traders, but like-minded people. Right? You build a strong community of like-minded people where people are actually succeeding in other aspects of their life. The community becomes powerful, not just in terms of trading, but in terms of just the community itself and the resources, right? And the trading knowledge itself. You know, sometimes the resources and your connections mean more than what you yourself know, okay? Really want to build a strong community of like-minded people. Please, please, the more you share, the more like-minded people come in here. The more you like, the bigger this community gets. And that's how we break the YouTube algo. Or that's how we play the YouTube algo, right? Please drop a like, sub to the channel. Go follow my IG, but sub here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Congrats to everybody that took the W with us today. If I see anything else, I'll obviously call it in the Signal channel. Other than that, I'll see everybody here tomorrow morning. Zoom, Signals, mods, thank you so much for helping me run the stream. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. Appreciate everybody. Daniel, we got to talk, bro. Let's brainstorm a little bit. Right now, I'm going to go put my 6- and 8-year-old to bed. And I'ma take you to bed. It was a good song back in the day, remember? Was that in the 1900s or that was already the 2000s? I think that was 2000s. Okay, bitches. What up, Nightbot? Yeah, drop a like, sub to the channel as you get out of here. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. Give you an update tomorrow. Thanks, appreciate it. See you guys for New York session tomorrow and Asian session tomorrow. As for me, my time here is up. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Appreciate everyone for showing up. Appreciate the loyal ones that are here through the good times and the bad, through the ups, through the downs. Appreciate the day ones. Appreciate all the real ones and the future day ones and new subs coming in here and supporting. Appreciate everybody. We're going to run up a bag this year. Later.